Hi, I'm Erica Gilchrist, the Unstoppable Woman, speaker, author, and trainer, and welcome to this episode of WTF, Women Thriving Fearlessly, where we feature the personal stories of successful people to inspire women to thrive. And with us today, I'm really excited to have Dana Devine, CEO of Tri-M Entertainment, and she's going to talk to us about how she and you can thrive fearlessly.
Good morning, Jesus. I thank you for your grace. I thank you for this day. I'm glad you're here, and I've been waiting to talk to you.
Dana, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Oh, I'm so happy that you came.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate your time. We know that you're really, really busy. So first off, tell us about Tri-M Entertainment.
Ooh, well, Tri-M, I have 3 kids, Marley, Maxine, and Mathis, and that's really where the title came from. But we could ministry, music, and message, if you want to just, we are a multimedia company. We produce music videos. We've done 2 television pilots, and of course, music. Mm-hmm. I released my music through Tri-M Entertainment, and I think we've been going strong for about 15, 16 years.
Oh, very nice. And is there a specific genre that Tri-M Entertainment promotes?
Gospel.
Okay.
Contemporary gospel.
So is it all
Well, that's with
contemporary
the
gospel?
music.
Okay.
I really won't say that about the television shows. Actually, one was a gospel show and one was a show on breast cancer. So, interesting topics.
Okay.
But you already know this media. It's very, very expensive.
Sure.
And
So we have videos. I heard music. So you do live performances
Yes,
too, as
yes,
well.
yes.
And then I heard television.
Yes.
Okay. So of those 3, which one is your favorite?
Good question. Actually, I started as a songwriter, and I still write songs. I'll always be passionate about writing music, and now but I'm very interested in television. I think it was a natural progression. Some years ago, I did a show called Stand Tall and Get Excited. It was a television show for children in the visual and performing arts, and then I learned that it's very similar. The editing process was the same, kind of. You had the footage, and you could edit it into make it look like something that maybe it wasn't quite. And just like music, you can take the whole verse out, snip it out, or put some words together.
Right.
So I really found myself gravitating towards the producing television shows. But music is it. I mean, I'm going to get a mic today.
Right.
I've got to sing. If I don't sing, I found out that I'm very unhappy if I'm not writing music.
I get it. I understand. If I can't speak, it's a done data. It's a wrap, and we're done. So
Right.
you may as well go ahead and pull up the coffin and bury me because I'm done.
Exactly.
So how did you start in the entertainment industry, period? I know the Tri-M's been around for a long time.
Oh, yeah, but I've been in music before at the Tri-M, but don't ask my age.
Okay.
Okay, but I was, But I started, let's see, I've always been singing, always been a songwriter. There's always been music and pianos in my house growing up. My mother plays piano. So that's all I've ever wanted to do. That's all I thought I ever wanted to do. I got my master's degree in media communications, my bachelor's in marketing at the University of Illinois, and I did all of that. But one year, so there were performing arts academies, choirs, choruses, stage plays, senior, all that, everything that I could do to sing and dance forever. Okay, so then I got to college and studied abroad. And over in London, I arrived at the campus and put a sign up in the student lounge area, singer needs band. And as it turned out, over that summer, the real popular band on campus lost their singer. Whatever, she quit. She was a diva. So they came knocking on my door. They were like, you never heard this thing, and what I'm saying. And so I started working with this band called Majority, and we would rehearse. They were like a little more outside of London. The school I went to was Sussex University. It was really down like Brighton on the Sea, and so I would go and rehearse, and we had gigs, and we started gigging around. And then we started recording. That's where I really started recording. They had access to some studios, and we recorded like my first demo, which I have, and I need to find that.
Okay.
And just hear how young I sound. And then I started going into London. I met some producers, so I would catch the train from the school, go up into London, and start, and did some stuff. And then I met a friend who had a band, his friends, and they were on a tour around Italy.
Wow.
So the next thing I knew, I was singing around. I was singing around Italy, I tell you. So then I got back to the States. My mother was like, you coming home. Because I was over there. They were like, Dana, it's end of the year. Can you stay? And they were like, you can live here. We'll feed you here. And my mother was like,
no, not my baby.
It was my junior year. I had one more year of college, So she was like, no, you're going to finish up. And I'm glad that I did.
Okay.
I came back and finished up. And then when I got back, I started recording here. I met a friend of mine that I grew up with had a little rap trio. Hip hop was still rap. Wasn't even hip hop really.
Right.
Still called rapping. And I did the hooks for him. And so that just, then I just started doing more recording. And, when you're a singer, producers need singers if producers don't sing. So if you're a good songwriter and a good singer and you bring something to the table, you can keep working. At least back then, I don't know kind of now, but I'm sure it's the same process. You have to make yourself available. When I graduated from college, I had 1 year I had 7 W-2 statements because I was doing everything I could to be able to be in the studio all night. I would teach, I was substitute teaching, then I started lecturing at city colleges, anything, just to be able to, and those were the opportunities when I got Gold Records. I think I was in the studio one night and I started recording house music at this time. And R. Kelly, and they were in there working, and they needed somebody to say, all right, hey, love. Hey, love, all right. So I went and I said, all right.
I know that.
And I got a platinum record for that,
Right, okay, pay me.
Right, and then one time, the Fresh Prince was in town. And that was when he was recording Ring My Bell. Needed some singers. We did the whole hook. You can ring my bell, ring my... So that I was working as a singer. That really, as a background singer. And that was great. I guess I'm just honing my skills. I still had a real job.
Right.
One time to quit the real job. And it's still not time to quit the real job. I still need my real job. And so from there, I went to... I had some records, I did, if you do my discography, I have some old house songs that are classic, if you can find them, because they're buried deep. And then I wrote Brighter Days, you know that one?
Yeah.
By then I had written a couple house tracks, and then you start building your brand.
Right.
People recognize that you can write a good song. Okay. So then one time I was on my way to choir rehearsal, and my girlfriend said, we're looking for we need a host for a TV show. And I said, oh, I'd be perfect. She said, oh, yeah, you would. And so I started hosting this TV show.
What kind of TV show was it?
It was a performing arts show sponsored by the Chicago Public Schools. So it was a big budget show that they paid for, so that was good. And then I went from there to, I was still teaching, still had a million jobs. I started, I won't even say radio. I was releasing CDs and music and just really getting into media. And then radio found me. I say that all the time. They came calling, and that was 7 years ago. And I really enjoy the platform that it offers me to reach people. But still, really, my first love is the songwriting.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you notice any cultural differences in music when you were overseas versus in the States?
Yes. I totally think they have a different appreciation for music, soul music. They were into Womack and Womack stuff I wasn't really even into over there. They like soul music. And I used to be amazed at how rhythmic they were. They can really dance, like compared to our American.
Oh, we think we can dance.
Well,
well, it's just different.
Well, right. No. I really want to say the white people, they had a lot of rhythm.
Nice.
compared
Okay.
to the white ones I went to college with
Okay.
here in Chicago.
Okay, it's a little
That's
different.
all I was trying to say.
Okay.
It really wasn't. I wasn't trying to just. But yeah, you asked were there any cultural
Yeah.
differences. I just think that I don't. They study music. They understand music. They don't just listen. We just listen to music. They study music.
Very nice. Okay, so what's next for you?
It's more music.
Some more music.
More music. We have some. We started working on a pilot for a show called Every Day Is October, which is a show that highlights African American women living and surviving and thriving with breast cancer, and that's great. But the challenge is always funding. That's always the challenge.
And I'm glad you said the word challenge because that's where we're going now. In building an entertainment company, especially in an industry that's kind of flighty, because it can be, what are some major challenges that you have experienced?
I laugh to myself. I'm sure I'm wrong, and I'm sure somebody's going to say that's not true. But I feel like the whole entertainment business is very male. It is testosterone. That's that's clear. That's a fact. And I have friends, it seems like they're always flying around the country going to a meeting. And I say to myself, I'm never flying around like that meeting people, but I mean, there are people who are. So I think that, it's, you definitely have to come out, with your guns out, because, it's like the guys meet with the guys, they meeting around and everything on the golf course. So you got to make your own stuff happen. When you're a woman in this business, you really have to, women that
Thrive.
That's right.
Okay, so what about a team? Does Tri-M Entertainment have a core team?
Well, I have 3 producers that I work with for the most part that I've been working with for, I don't know, a long time. And I have the same, I'm very loyal. I use the same makeup artist. I use the same graphic person. I use the same, I had a choreographer, she moved. But same kind of people, the formula works. I know I need a team. I'm looking for a Girl Friday because I forget everything now. I'm getting old, I got kids.
Okay, explain what a Girl Friday is.
A Girl Friday who will come in a couple days out the week and take care of your administration stuff.
Okay.
Because
people that are watching this right now, you're going to get blowed up. It's like,
I need a Girl Friday.
So
yeah, if you live in Chicago, you got to have some organization and technical skills and social media skills. I mean, there's so many moving parts to the music business, which is completely, the whole model of music in the music business has changed.
Yeah.
The way people buy music, sell music, the distribution process, different. So that being said, there's just a new way to do it. And my husband, fortunately, is a techie.
Okay.
And he got me on board 15 years ago on technology. I think I might have been one of the first people. A friend of mine was one of the first Black guys who owned an iTunes store. And he got one of the first ones. And I was one of his first clients. So, I've been doing iTunes for a long time, but it's even still just greater than it was then. I mean, now it's just all about the moving parts, Twitter, and what's the new one now? Glide.
See, you better than me.
It's a video uploading. However, that takes a lot of time. And all of these things now are just time consuming.
Yeah.
And I think that, on my soapbox that the repercussions are farther than music. I mean, you can see the children, it's just very time consuming.
Yeah.
And really nobody has time for that, but y'all doing it. But that's a lot of time taken out from something else, reading.
Yeah, right.
And writing and arithmetic that,
Yeah, or going outside to play.
Or even that exercise.
The exercise. Yeah,
All
absolutely.
of that. Communication skills, social interaction skills. It's right there. So, it's very, very focused like that. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
But for artists now, only way you're gonna get your duckies is to get out and hustle and perform because everybody's downloading and nobody. When's the last time you bought a CD?
I don't know.
Years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But then I don't really listen to the radio, to be perfectly honest.
Okay.
with you.
What do you listen to?
I listen to new age music that I have, and then people will like recommend stuff. Erica, have you heard this song? But I pretty much listen to the same stuff over and over again because it moves me. Because a lot of the new stuff that I hear, it doesn't move me.
Right.
So when I do listen to new music, it's usually because someone introduced it to me. Like I don't even have TV at home. Like I'm so serious. I don't even have television.
I think I quit television 30 years ago. I mean, I watched a few select things, but they start piling up. You know, you put them on the DVR, and I'm a month behind. I haven't seen 4 weeks of the show. You know, every week goes by and I miss, but because I'm too busy. You know, that's like another time-consuming sit down.
Right, another entity to catch up.
That takes
on
up too much time
stuff.
too. I mean, I'm sitting there too long. I start getting nervous. Like, oh my God, I need to get up.
Yeah, something needs to happen in my world, right?
Right.
So I'm going to shift gears a little bit, and I'm just going to talk about Dana.
Yes.
And maybe some personal challenges. You've built a wonderful entertainment company. It has a lot of moving parts. But then you, as a person, I'm sure there were some personal challenges that you had to face and or overcome in order to be able to build that company. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, you know, I think that you never really know what a challenge is until you really do have a challenge. I mean, there are little problems, or, you know, so-and-so didn't call you back, or you didn't sound good at that, or the sound sucked, or whatever it is. But every now and then you get socked with the real challenge. So that happened for me, where, you know, in fact, that was a time when I wasn't doing much music. 2009, I had just finished a CD. It's called Lifeline. And I had written, I don't think, like 13 songs, right? The completely finished package, ready to go. Then I got a breast cancer diagnosis. So pretty, you know, that just like, I was done even talking about that. So for a couple of years, I had a product that was ready to go that I didn't do nothing with, because it was just, you know, I was focusing on something else. And I'm still, in my opinion, still putting everything back together from that. So I can't really say, you know, how well I've overcome the situation, because I mean, I've got through it. I'm cancer free. I'm done with that. Very good. But just that, you know, there's a new normal. There's a brand new normal now. So just adjusting to that. But I think I'm at enough years out now that I can look back, and I mean, that challenge I just feel like I've been there, done that. Okay. So, you know, they say 1 in 8 women, and I pulled my ticket already. Right. Okay. I got my ticket. Yeah. So, I do realize, however, that like this weekend, yesterday, I was at a knockout, you know, party. This is October, and there's a lot of awareness going on around breast cancer, which is great. But every day is October for survivors. And I see a lot of young women these young girls who are getting involved, because while white women get cancer way more frequently than black women, we die from it way more often, and from more aggressive cancers. So that needs, you know, and there's a lot of research now. Everybody's talking about it. That's good. And I think increasing awareness really just maybe, well, if that motivates one person to say, you know what, hey, matter of fact, I do need to make an appointment. Because that is really just the difference between life and death. You do not have to die from one of the very researched cancers. It's one of the better ones, I guess, to get, because there's so much money involved in it. Yeah. So it's not a death sentence. It doesn't have to be, unless you do not catch it in time. Then you have a problem. You know, even I think it looks like to me, even if you don't get it in time, and it's just moving too much around, then you maybe can contain it for a minute, but then you have problems later. So the idea is go, and when you know your body, when things don't feel right, and don't let nobody turn you around. Because I met way too many girls in treatment who said, yeah, you know, I did go to the doctor, and they said nothing. And then I went back, you know, 6 months to a year later, could, you know, have a completely different diagnosis. So has it changed you, that experience? Oh, I'm so sure. I'm sure. Oh, I mean, my walk with the Lord, you just recognize that I know that I didn't have to live. So I try to be more purposeful, or definitely listening a lot clearer to the everyday moves that I should make.
Yeah, absolutely.
My children, I think they weathered the storm pretty well. I'm sure it was traumatic. I don't even really know. I got some counseling for them at first, but they're done with that.
Okay.
But I think they're fine. You know what? I never stopped. I don't know if that's good or bad, but from the day one, I never stopped. I never could stop because I have 3 kids.
That's right.
So it wasn't. I think that's to my advantage because I'm busy by nature. So it kept me busy by nature. I was still running kids to appointments, dropping off. They had lessons. I mean, and nothing really stopped. And so I usually try to be as normal as possible. So it's like they forgot. Girl, they wasn't thinking about me. Right. Mommy was for dinner. Come on, pick me up. I'm late.
Practice,
yeah. So I think that helped. The children help, or just having something other focus. My husband was wonderful. He, I don't think he missed one appointment, not one. So, I look at him now. I have a newfound love and respect for him because he stuck right by me in that one.
He proved it. A lot of people say it.
And the truth of the matter is, I thought I was gonna have Pamela Anderson's boobs, but it didn't come out like that. Okay. It just didn't. So,
Oh, well, I mean,
right. So he doesn't complain, though. And so that's another. He gets 100 more points for that.
Oh, that's high.
He gets 100 more points for not complaining that.
That's nice.
They didn't throw some D's on that. Throw some D's on it.
That's good.
Because he wanted those different.
Oh, you say what?
He probably did.
But he didn't say nothing. He said, baby, whatever you got.
Right. He's never said anything.
The 13 songs that you wrote that were ready to go, and then you received the diagnosis. Now, those songs were written beforehand.
Girl.
So listening to them now, because it was back in 2009.
Yeah. It is prophetic. It is almost like the Lord wrote every single one. And I listen to that. I have to remind myself that those songs were written prior to. But, my father in 2007 got sick and passed away. And I spent a lot of time in hospitals, and I was writing. So I'm, some of it, but it was just, I think and as I did the show every day is October and interviewed all the women for the show, there was one common thread that I found. Every single lady said that they could recall a traumatic experience, whether personal and their work, that happened 2 years prior to a diagnosis. And so, I mean, not one, every single one. There was something happened. And for me, my father passed away. That was a big, and I spent a lot of time with him while he was transitioning. So some of the songs like, it's been 24 hours since the last time that we talked, but a lot has happened that I really want to talk about. Thanks for pushing me today when I was gonna quit. And I'm so thankful for the time you've blessed me with. And then there's, we pray every day just to make it through another day. There was, all I ever need is you. I don't need no remedy. I don't need no medicine. Your love is the cure for me. I can be whole again. All I ever need is you. Girl, I'd be like, oh, Lord, stop. But this, I really wonder, does art imitate life or does life imitate art?
That's right.
That is the question.
Yeah.
And I have not just this CD, time and time again, it seems to me, the art that or the songs that I write, all of a sudden you start living the lyrics.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, they're coming. So that gives me pause now.
Yeah. Be mindful of what it is that you're writing.
One thing I'll never do is lay in a coffin.
I know, right?
For nothing. Not for nothing. I don't want that part. Forget it. I'm not going to be in the movie, the show,
Make a song, write a song about having multi-million-dollar.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will. You know what? What's the one song? I want to be, there was this, a superstar, and I'll walk like that, and I'll talk. But on Thursday, I'll be going to DC to there's a new movie coming out, and I wrote a song on the soundtrack for the movie, and I'm going to perform it. But it is the hottest little track. I, of course, can't think of one word. That's the songwriter dilemma. I'm sure somebody else
right, yeah.
or recite that, your own stuff. You'd be like,
yeah, I know I wrote it.
Right. But you can be halfway through it and forget it. So
yeah, absolutely. I get it. So for those who are watching, women in particular, and they want to thrive, what advice would Dana have for them in order to thrive fearlessly?
Well, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So you can't do anything without the Lord. So thriving is just being confident, having a plan, working your plan, going to bed early, waking up early, eating right, exercising. Even those little things, I think, help you to thrive because they train your mind to be on a schedule or a regimen, or it's a acme way of living your life, and then you're thriving. If it even is as simple as, it's just, I don't know. The little things. Yeah. The little things is one's daily thrive. I don't know. I couldn't write the book yet. I can't write the book yet.
Well, you know what? Just in listening to your story, it is an example of a woman thriving fearlessly and duplicating the habits of successful people. When you said go to bed early and wake up early, I remember reading an autobiography, and of course I can't remember her name right now.
All right,
but she was just like, I just made it a habit to go to bed early and to get up early because that's when successful people start their day before everyone else wakes up. And I thought about that and I went, because I'm not a morning person. Mm-hmm. So, but I thought about that and I said, you know what, if you duplicate the habits of successful people as best you can, as it fits into your life, you set yourself on that path in order to be able to thrive. And thriving changes.
Absolutely.
On a regular basis because life doesn't go in a straight line. So circumstances and conditions often kind of move you from side to side. And can you think of a woman, past or present, that you think is a really good example of a woman thriving fearlessly?
I can think of a few, including my mother, who's a ovarian cancer survivor. But you know who seems to really thrive? Oprah Winfrey. I am proud of her. Michelle Obama, proud of them.
Very nice.
They
Have you ever met either one of them?
Both of them.
How was that experience?
I think Michelle Obama might know who I am.
Okay.
Oprah Winfrey wouldn't know me from but Michelle, I think she would know Dana Divine.
Okay.
I've had a couple of encounters with her, and but then they're accessible because they are from Chicago,
right? Exactly.
And the 7 degrees or 6 degrees of separation. Plenty of people who know them.
Yep.
So they're not that hard to, and not to mention they drive down the street all the time.
Right. Right.
Lord of mercy, when they come home, it's a mess.
Yeah. You always know, even if you didn't hear it on the news, you're driving around, you go, they're in town.
Right. And last week, they moved right here. He went to vote. I was like, ooh. And then he was coming back home. I was like, you coming back? Because that means they shut it down twice. Ooh. Yeah. That hurts. But I'm always glad he's here. But yeah, I was surprised that he came back. Usually when he moves, he's going to come back.
So is there anything that you want our viewers to know?
You know what? Life is a journey. It does seem to get shorter. When you're 20, you think you're going to live forever. When you're 30, you might start recognizing, they try to put in 40s. And 50s, you better have your duckies in a row. So you should have gone to bed earlier, much earlier by then. And by that time, you should be, So I think that, the young generation, there seems to be a lot of haphazard going on. Everybody worried about too much. And the future, I don't know if maybe the future doesn't seem as real as it did for us, but they just don't seem to, they definitely live for now, which is, I see some good in that, that's good, but there is going to be a tomorrow for the most part, I think so. And you have to plan for that. And I want to see these young folks just, and some of them, listen, they're going to, our young Black people are coming out of college in record numbers.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of, so that's great. That's going to change some things.
I love it.
I love it. And they, our young folks, they Khadijah and Shamika, girl, they coming out.
Yeah, they're busy. They're starting businesses.
They start their own businesses. They're very entrepreneurial minded.
Yep.
And that is excellent.
Yes.
I'm real excited about that. Our young folks, they ain't trying to work for it because some of them can't because they got too many tattoos. They can't work for corporate America. So they have to work on their own.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's something I want to remind everybody about. Just be mindful when you do permanent things to yourself or do things that will have permanent consequences. I mean, getting arrested for anything might have a permanent consequence in your life for a real temporary, fleeting thing.
Yeah.
And I also encourage everybody to never be the friend of a fool. Because the Bible says it is very rarely the fool who perishes, but more often the friend of the fool who gets killed, who drowns, who falls off the top of the building trying to help the fool who was in the water at night, and the fool jumped in, and the friend of the fool tried to save him, but the fool didn't die. Only the friend of the fool.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to support you, they wanted to listen to your music, they wanted to buy it, how do they get in touch with you?
Dana Divine, my danadivine.com, even though I'm having a little trouble with my site right now. Social media, really, that's what everybody,
Yeah.
Dana Divine on social media, Instagram and Twitter is Ms. Dana Divine. I think I'm easy to find.
Okay.
And got some new music coming out. Got a new. I just put together a band, so I'm really excited about this.
Cool.
I do studio work mainly and live music.
Very nice.
I'm excited about it. I'm going to the M Lounge. You have to come out.
No,
You'll have to come out.
I'm familiar with M Lounge. Ms. Dana, thank you so much for joining us on Women Thriving Fearlessly. And because we've met before this interview, and just the short times that you and I have had encounters together, I was like, yes. When I started this show, I was like, I want her on the show.
And congratulations to you.
Oh, thank you.
A woman thriving fearlessly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. We have to support each other.
I love it.
Thank you, Ms. Dana Divine. We're going to say so long to each other for now and our viewers. And thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Women Thriving Fearlessly. I'm Erica Gilchrist, award-winning speaker, author, and trainer. And thank you for watching this episode of WTF Women Thriving Fearlessly. While you're here, go ahead and subscribe to this YouTube channel and be sure to share this video with all your friends and all your social networks. And head on over to theunstoppablewoman.net where we can take your questions and comments. And until we speak again, thrive fearlessly.